Alright, so when it comes to Lego stores, we've got Chicago over here, about 2 hours away from me to the north. And there's a decent mix. Actually, the brand retail stores, there's like 4 or 5 scattered throughout the Chicago area. Haven't made it up there yet. Indianapolis has a Lego store. St. Louis has a Lego store. Detroit has a Lego store. But those are all further away than Chicago. So in terms of actually having a place to go and buy new Lego or buy used Lego, like even bricks and minifigs, you've got Chicago, you've got Detroit again, and then there's not really a lot of options. I did find the minifig shop in St. Louis, so that's over there, and that video is coming up, but once again, kind of a far distance to drive. So when my buddy told me he had found a Lego store in Fort Wayne, I was pretty interested. I actually made it out to his place a couple weeks ago, and Fort Wayne's kind of on the way back, so was able to stop there for a little while and see, what's going on. It's called Build Your Dreams. It's a little mall store. So I think square footage wise, they've got about the same area that a Lego retail store would have. But I would say it was decently stocked. Definitely leaning more on the set side of products compared to the bulk side, like the tables of loose Lego. So personally, I am more interested in places that have that bulk availability, even more so if they're doing things by the pound or have more to offer in terms of a larger amount. But this place did not. That's okay. There's still a little bit worth getting there. So I wanted to cover that a little bit today, but also just talk about this Build Your Dream store. It wasn't too busy at any given time. I think they're still kind of just in the startup phase, still within a year of having their store started. And on that note, they were also still getting their prices adjusted. And so the day that I was in there was actually the last day that they had the price on this amount of Lego. I think it was the Ziploc bag, one of the smaller ones, like a sandwich bag. Guess I've got one here. Like a bag this size was an $8 bag, and then the guy told me when I checked out that those prices are going up to like 11 or 12. So they're still kind of finding that adjustment in terms of where their product is at, what the market is at in Fort Wayne. So I guess I showed up just in time. But even though they didn't have a really large selection of loose, in terms of volume, I think it was still a very well mixed place to look through, and different ages of pieces. It's not all too modern, it's not all too vintage. In fact, over here I have a separate container. Once again, this was sold. Actually, it wasn't sold by the bag. I bought it, put it in a bag, but they had a separate area for window and door elements, and it was $5 for $1. So very reasonable there if you can find some things that are worth your time. And I managed to find a few things here. I got 2 of these 6-pane doors, red, and then another one in yellow. And of course, if they had any more, I would have got 2 more to have 5, but they didn't. One of the inverted windshields, and one of these, I think it's like a TIE Fighter. Transparent. It's got that print on there. So that's definitely worth $1 to me.
I'd buy that for $1.
And then the loose mix here, again about $10 for a Ziploc baggie. About 250 pieces worth in here. Some of them a little bit larger, but mostly on the smaller side to help with the price per piece ratio. In general, this is about the same stuff I try to get everywhere else. You go back and watch the video I made about 3 things I buy and 3 I don't. That's going to hold true for the most part here. Retired piece, the plate with the notch. They had missed a windshield. This was supposed to be in the other section, but they left it in the mix, so I got that. Spiral stair step. Oh yes, I did find, I think it's in here, my signature blue chair and the black one for good measure. And in general, you know, a decent mix of Lego pieces. So good value there. Even at their new price, their $12 price, I think that's probably still worth getting. This bin in particular, I'm not sure what their mix will look like next time I go back, which might be in a couple months, might not. I would like to see a larger volume of loose pieces to go through. It really was just, you know, like at a Bricks and Minifigs, they have one table and one table size, and then they have maybe 4 to 6 of those. Really, they just had 2 of those tables, and they weren't very full either. So I didn't spend too long there, found enough to get this bag filled up, and yeah, about $10 for all this, pretty good. So Build Your Dreams is the Lego store in Fort Wayne, Lego reseller. Don't think it's part of a franchise, I think it's just kind of a mom and pop little setup, and I like what they got going, so I'll have to get back sometime.